Good morning and welcome to reading week 3. This week we're going to be starting informational passages. So if you will look down at the teaching point, authors of informational text write each part of their text for a reason or a purpose. As we read informational passages, it is important to ask, why is this here and why did the author choose to write it this way? So as we go through this PowerPoint, those are the two questions that I want you to be paying very close attention to. Okay, I want you to take a look at this article, Keeping Cool, that you're going to be reading. I want to go through the first paragraph with you and show you some things that I noticed. Paragraph 1. There's something about the sight of furry koala bears. They look so cuddly, you just want to give them a hug. Of course, koalas don't hug, or do they? Recently, during an extreme heat wave in Australia, scientists noticed something unusual. As the temperature rose, koalas high in the eucalyptus trees climbed down from the treetops. Then they spread out on lower tree limbs. It looked as if they were embracing the trunks. But why would koalas hug trees? So one thing I want you to notice, there's the word you, I noticed, and it looks as if they are just trying to get your attention as the reader. And then I noticed this part. Of course, koalas don't hug, or do they? The scientists are asking you, the reader, as a question. It seems that when they started this, that they didn't really understand what the koala was doing. And then this, but why would koalas hug trees? So this is something where they have this mystery they're trying to find out, and they're trying to bring me in as the reader. And so this jot is what I put up here. Scientists notice odd behavior. K, standing for koalas hugs trees. Because I want to write my jot, just as quickly and short, just to make sure I understand what's happening. Now on this page, there is a question. This is kind of like a practice question. So I'm kind of skipping over to these last two paragraphs. How does the illustration support the information taught in paragraphs 5 and 6? This is another part to whole question. So if you look at the picture and read the caption, it says, a thermal image shows that this koala's body temperature is higher than the temperature of the tree trunk. Okay, now look at paragraph 5. Do you notice right here that there is an underlined word? The word is verified, but even if you don't know what the word is, you know that it's something that you're going to need to pay attention to. So paragraph 5, these images verified that koalas hug trees to keep cool. Verified that, since they were trying to find out that mystery, that kind of makes me think that they found out that this is what they're doing. They showed that the tree trunk and lower limbs were up to 9 degrees cooler than the surrounding air. The trees kept cool by drawing up water through their roots from the deep below ground. Koalas were using the trees to absorb their body heat. By completely spreading out against the cooler trees, the animals could lower their temperatures as much as 68%. This allowed the koalas to conserve the water in their bodies. No wonder these cuddly creatures wanted to wrap their bodies around a tree trunk. Clearly, hugging trees offers relief to koalas when temperatures rise. How does the illustration support these paragraphs? Okay, so let's look. Okay, we've got by highlighting the temperature of the koala's body, by providing evidence of the koala's movement up and down the trees, C, by illustrating the way the koalas use the trees to cool their bodies, and D, by showing the ways scientists use technology in their research. So, if we were in class, I would be asking you to turn and talk to your reading partner and look and see, which answer would be appropriate based on evidence that we can find in these two paragraphs. So I would give you a minute. So I want you to think in your head which one it would be. And then we're going to pick one. And then we're going to also find the evidence. So if you picked C, by illustrating the way the koalas use the trees to cool their bodies, you are correct. So in the paragraph, in paragraph 5, do you see where it says lower limbs were up to 9 degrees cooler? So in other words, when you're looking at the picture, the darker the color is, the cooler the temperature is. And the lighter is the higher temperature. And then if you look here, it says the koalas were using the trees to absorb their body heat. And then here it talks about lowering lowering their temperature up to 68%.